Nobody but a beggar chooses to depend chiefly upon the benevolence of his fellow citizens. Adam Smith. Another statement made by founding father and somebody who is obviously making a point to, to make a point to what the government should and shouldn't be doing. I know it's not necessarily meant to get overtly political on this, but this is definitely something that is both philosophical and of political significance because of the fact that the government solely depends on its citizens. And with us being benevolent, it's better than us being malevolent. However, if the if the government does get overtly tyrannical or does become powerful to a sense that is out of control, then the malevolence is supposed to happen. And that's what a lot of people forget, especially when it comes to world history and American history. That something set up as awesome and as prophetic as the Constitution is meant for this very balance to sustain itself. And if it doesn't sustain itself, then he's like he said, nobody but a beggar chooses to depend chiefly upon the benevolence of his fellow citizens. I mean, beggars can't be choosers, right? So if the government's begging you to do something and you're just going to comply with it, then how much more corrupt can they become? Once again, I'm going to go back to Dr. Peterson's words on this. Capitalist systems have more regulations in place, so that therefore those in power have a chance to be less overtly corrupt, versus a communist system or a socialist system where the corruption is unchecked. So those individuals or party organizations consolidate the power and obviously have done horrible things, as history has proved it has. And I mean, I don't need much more than that than go and finding it out. But this is where beggars can't be choosers definitely comes from. This is where obviously something like the government doesn't get to choose what it gets to do, especially in the American sense, to its citizens, because the citizens do have rights, and those citizens do realize those rights. Now, have they been demonizing them and calling them names in the media? Certainly, especially as of late. Do they realize that the people of who they're calling the names are probably more individualized, more diverse, because I know you need those diversity points, and more on the realization that these rights account for something. These rights mean something. This is the contract that the social contract that they don't teach in school anymore, which is really sad. I mean, there's a lot of people devoid of history wanting to blame people like an Adam Smith on things that they don't even know that they're talking about. So their malevolence for people like him is misplaced when they should actually be looking at something like what he said here, breaking it down, and being able to engage and think about it critically instead of criticizing it just due to the fact that Adam Smith was, well, you know what I'm gonna say. The usual shrieking of from the heartbeats. So there it is. I mean, it's words carry weight, and these kind of words carry weight throughout history. And obviously, benevolence should always, we should always strive for that. We should always try to achieve it, especially out of our fellow citizens, out of ourselves, out of our communities. And that's crucial to have. And, hopefully, and hope to God, because we are one nation under God, that those beggars that can't be choosers hopefully don't have to be beggars anymore.